Question 1. A to B and B to C, okay, and C to A. When you join these 3 points, you get a right angle triangle. A to C, this length here is 8 centimeters, and B to C, this length here is 15 centimeters. So this is a right angle triangle. This is 90 degrees. So we have right angle triangle where they've given us 2 sides, and they want us to work out the side AB, or the length AB. Now usually the longest side, which is always the one opposite the 90 degrees, I call that C, and it doesn't matter which one I call A and B here, it doesn't really matter. So I can call this A and I can call this B, it doesn't really matter. So the longest side is called the hypotenuse, which I usually label it as C. So this is called the hypotenuse. Now there's a very famous formula, it's called the Pythagoras formula. A very famous mathematician, he came up with it, which states that if you do A square plus B square, you'll get C square. So this is a very famous formula. So if I do this side square plus this side square, I'll always get C square, the longest side square. And using that formula, we can find out what this length here is, what this length C is, the unknown side for today, for this question. So I'm going to just get rid of some of the lines. So as I said, this side has always got to be C. I can call this A or B, it doesn't matter. I can call this A or B, it doesn't matter. And the rule says, or the formula says, that this side squared plus this side squared always gives us this side squared, the C, the longest side squared. So whenever we have to find the longest side, we square the 2 shorter sides, which in this case is A and B. So 15 square plus 8 square is equal to C square. So 15 square is 225, 8 square is 64. When you add them together, you get C square. So you can use a calculator if you want. Do 225 add 64 is 289 is equal to C square. But we don't want to know C square, we want to know what C is. So to go from C square to C, we have to square root. So to square root 289. So if you square root 289, you'll get 17, which means 17 times 17 is 289. That's what that means. So 17 is equal to C. Now the units are centimeters. So C is 17 centimeters. So what did we do? We did this square add this square is equal to this square. So which we wrote as 15 square add 8 square is equal to C square. Then we found out that 15 square is 225. We found out that 8 square is 64. And this obviously still equals C square. So we did this equation, 225 add 64, to get 289. So 289 is equal to C square. But we wanted C, so we square rooted the 289 to get 17. And we found out that C was 17 centimeters.